and welcome to one of my videos. My name is Rob. I am the Manic Gaming Guy. Today is one of the videos where we jump into automation and then we jump into BeamNG. One for building a car or one for driving a car. Today's car in question is going to be a Toyota Supra, but not just any old Toyota Supra like the Mark IV we all want to see. It's the one from the Japanese series Wangan Midnight. I hope I said that. I probably said it wrong. I'm not Japanese, I'm sorry. And it's Kai. I don't know. Kai. I really need to watch the series again so I can get their names right. Anyway, it's this car here. It's what we're going to be replicating. Oh, my English really jumps. As soon as this camera comes on, poof, English, out of my mouth. Replicating of this car in automation, the Tycoon company game, Tycoon game. And yeah, then taking it for a drive in the BeamNG. So please do stick around, and if you like this sort of content, like and subscribe, because there's more to come. Trust me. This is the first car we started with. This is the Devil Z. If you want to go see that video, hopefully I'll remember to put another double link up so you see the video, and also you'll see a little jump over button thing. And yeah, go watch that, because you will hopefully see it later on in the series when we get a few more cars and we start playing around with all of them together. So here's automation. I'll see you halfway through.
Well, it's that time in the video where we play automation. Well, we do a recap of a car that I did when I was playing automation. I tend to not do a recording through the whole thing because it would take ages, because there's a lot of back and forth to tune these things. You're looking at this car, you're thinking, that don't look right. That's because I just found a bit of a glitch in the beta test. It's what we're using at the moment. We're not in the early access version, we're in the beta version. If we go and click on trim, our car is back to normal. This is what we built, a beautiful looking Toyota. Well, it almost looks like a Toyota Supra. It's close enough. It's close enough. It's got the right characteristics. I was meant to make it in Kai's, I think it's Kai's, K, you know, the guy from Wangan. I was trying to make his Supra, but I kind of missed a few key details. Like, he hasn't got this wing. He's got a different spoilered wing. He's also got a different front. I might have got the front right. And also he's got different wing mirrors. The wheels I'm pretty sure I got right. And everything else that I get in there. Interior is always never right because I don't have many options. Apart from that, we're pretty good. I've tried to keep it as spec as possible. I went through the internet and we were looking for some stats and statistics and things to make sure we're keeping it right as possible. So we have chose a body with the right wheelbase length, and one we can morph into the right sort of shape. It is a coupe, and with panel materials and stuff we put into it, maybe a little bit wrong, but we'll go with it anyway. It was very close enough for me to be happy anyway. Aluminium panel materials, I think it's pretty good. A semi-space frame, I think that's the sort of space frame it might have had. And aluminium chassis probably should have more options, but it is what it is. Engine placement is front longitude. It's there. It's sitting where it should be in the front and at an angle for this car. Double wishbone. They were probably max strut and possibly like some sort of torsion beam or something. I don't know. But I always just put double wishbone because it makes life a bit easier in the tuning, and you don't get to see it anyway. And the characteristics tend to be the same in the cars. We are running a 2JZ GTE, i.e. there is a i6 TD VVT IDOHC, and we've tuned it to stupid fast. That's how much brake horsepower it has. 946 brake horsepower at 10,000 revs. So this thing does like to go through its gears like nobody's business. I've called the car a Joyota. That's my little playful name. And this one is the MK Soup Lion. Now, when you think of that name, think of what noise a lion makes. They make a rah noise, don't they? So it's a soup rah. Soup lion, soup rah. Yeah, boom boom. Anyway, if you don't know much about this engine, we're just about to go through it. So sit tight and hold on to your cup of tea. Oh, cup of tea is a good idea, actually. Inline 6. Oh, it's going cold. I might have to drink that. The blocks should be... I'll tell you what, I've got some actual stats.
It's an inline 6-cylinder, so I got that right. Dual overhead cam, I got that bit right. It's air intercooled twin turbocharger. We got that a little bit right, I guarantee it. It's cast iron block. So it should be this block up here, but we got magnesium to go extra baller, I guess. Oh, head material, I put aluminium silicon. Yeah, it will do. Crank is, everything on these are just janked up, basically. That's what I've done. It's 3 litres, which is standard. That's what the 2JZ is. Its crank is heavy. No, oh my god. Bullet's still heavy. I started reading that backwards. Bullet's still heavy. Cam rods are titanium. The pistons are forged light. Balance and mass is thrown there and it's just chucked right down. The throttle response is 100, so we're happy with that. Compression is 10.8. Again, we do all this with the graphs. You want just a little bit of yellow when you're doing your compression. Probably can go up a little bit there. On these lines, it's basically anything below 100 is okay. If you go above this, I think you're just basically throwing it out and wasting it. If you go below this, you can get a bit more better compression. Is that right? Something like that anyway. I always stick my lines below anyway. And my intercooler, why is the intercooler like stupidly small? That shouldn't have been the case. Oh well, that's what I'll race in later on. Yeah, intercooler, I tend to have them ginormous because they're more fun to look at. But intercooler, I tend to stick around 50. Same for the exhaust, in between 50 and 100. Valve time, it depends on if you're trying to boost the car or not. If you want low end, you probably want it a lot higher up. If you want some higher end, you want it a lot lower. Goes the same for most of these, actually. Yeah, turbo, 2 of them. Smart boost, intercooler bumped up. Variable. We did do all of this, didn't we? Ah, I might have skipped over this. Revs, 10,000. That's pretty good. The VVL comes in here at 5.5, which is coincidentally when the torque is at most peakiest. We do have VVT, VL, and all that malarkey stuck in there, and some stiffness. The stiffness is probably too high. I could probably crank that down, but I'm going to leave it. Turbos are on a 266. We want to have a look at them compared to the engine. They actually look like a good comparison sized engine. Actually looks like a good turbo, right sort of size you want. With an exhaust that's ginormous. What the French potatoes going on there? Right, we'll stop looking at that. It's hurting my eyes. Direct injection, probably should have been multi-point. First cylinder, it's race intake. It's always custom parts anyway. Manifold size, fuel required is the ultimate. I was going to put ethanol in this, but I'm not sure they would have been running ethanol in like the 90s in Japan. The way these guys were drifting their cars and driving around the motorways. Fuel map was just all cranked up. They definitely had them highly tuned, that's for sure. Tubular race, bypass exhaust, high flow, straight through. So the exhaust can be a bit more restricted, and it probably would bump up the high end a bit more. I can get a little bit more juice out of this engine, I'm pretty sure. But we're going to leave it as is for now and keep going. All this sort of stuff we don't need to see. We can have a quick look at this. If there's anything of interest to your eyeballs that you wanted to have a look, do pause the screen. The torque and the revs and all that sort of stuff are looking groovy. Intercooler's ginormous. Compression's a bit stressed. Everything else is pretty green or blue. Happy days in the engine. That is the 2JZ. Now we're going to go on to the body and the underside of it. Now in the film cartoon series, his car was highly tuned. It did have 800 brake horsepower. I know we have 900 and something, but just go with it, all right? It is what it is. We have 966. Maybe he was lying, but he had 800 plus brake horsepower in his car. We got the right sort of rims and that. And he also spent money on suspension. He had really good suspension and really good engine tune, but he left the body and the stiffness. And apparently this shows later on in the series. Well, it does show if you watch the series. The guys in the back is like, he's a good driver, fast car, but he's not very good at handling that thing or whatever. But this car is, no, it's got the same sort of chimerastic. Oh, there's a word that goes there. It's very similar to the one that's in the series. We've got the metal silver paint job. What was the silver paint job? He had silver metallic. That's the paint job he had. But then it got a bit patinaed, I guess, after a while, and then got a bit faded. Detailing, we have got 3 splitters on the front and 2 on the back.
just to let you guys know in case you were wondering how I did my downforce. Rear-wheel drive, manual 6-speed, which is pretty darn correct for the 2JZ, I believe. We are able to push this car to 287 miles per hour. So let it settle in. That is pretty darn stupid fast. It is clutched raced LSD, and we got quality 10 on throughout, by the way, on this one. He did spend a lot of money on this car. Like I said, I would probably like to go through all of these and try and keep it to the characteristics of the car during the time of the season. Don't mind me, I'm just having a sip of my cup of tea. The tyres we put on this were radial and sports compound, which I think is pretty spot on. They are 235s front and back, 18-inch, and the tyre walls are all the same. So there's symmetrical wheels all round. So when he's burnt for the back, you can just swap them around and he's got more grip again. Woohoo! Magnesium rims. It probably should be alloy, but I've heard alloy's broken. I don't know if they fixed it yet. I'm going to leave the wheels as they are. Ideally, I want to learn to do the mods where you can put BeamNG wheels onto these cars. So I will look into doing that. I also want to change the sound they make. I think that'd be quite a good one to do. If it's some copy and pasting and code changing, I can do that sort of stuff. So I'm going to look into see how much I can change of one of my automation cars involving copy and pasting. If you'd like to see that sort of stuff, let me know. Let me know. Ceramic disc brakes on the front and back. We've got 2 pistons on the front and 1 piston on the back. Brake balance is set up like so. It does okay. It still locks up, but you know, it is what it is. It can stop in 30 meters, which isn't too bad. It's where I like to tend to hit it. I can probably crank this up a little bit and it'll be a bit heavier and easier on the brakes. Not easier, heavier on the brakes, I guess. It'd be like really sensitive, but it will reduce that down. But I'm not going to do that because I always lock up the brakes and I don't want to keep doing it. We've got sports under tray, no active wing, cooling flaps, and the aero is split up quite 50-50, and we are actually hitting quite a lot of downforce there. 250 miles an hour. We're hitting 691, something like that, 691 kilograms of downforce. That's pretty darn epic. We're getting 1.44 Gs in a 200 meter circle, which isn't a lot. It's nothing to shake a stick at, but yeah, it's not a lot, but it's still good. It keeps the car where I want it to go. That's how I've tuned this car, because you are doing ridiculously high speeds on a motorway. You don't necessarily want it super nimbly. You want it to be able to put your foot down, have a bit of wheel spin, and not spin out and die. So it does have a little bit understeer and a bit more grip in the back end of this car. Interior is standard and premium. Premium standard. I'm pretty sure the bloke got a normal. Oh, what one did he get? He got a his one is the JCA80. That's the Supra he had, which should have some more detail and stuff underneath here, and a different wing, because he did put a different wing on, but we're going to keep this one for now. Yeah, back to the States. Electric steering, traction control is, well, we've got traction control and ABS, but I do turn that off when I'm racing myself. Safety, normal safety put on, optimized weight, of course, and the weight distribution has been chucked right back. And we want to quickly chuck over to the weight. Performance, no. Design stats, no. Design, that's the one. It's 1,000 kilograms, probably should be about 200 kilograms more, but you don't know, you might have stripped it out. 58% in the front. This isn't too bad. That's not too bad of a split. You could do with a little bit more push to the rear so you can get a bit more grip, but no, that's fine. That's not too bad of a split. Safety, done that. Suspension. Right, he has got really high performance suspension, but I've seen to just stuck the average old suspension. Sway bar, passive, which is probably about right for what he had. Dampers, adaptive. Yeah, he would have had adaptive stuff. Yeah, that's all right. And progressive springs. Yeah, probably would they have acted sport back then? Nah, I think we're probably about right in the suspension and how we've tuned it. Like I say, we have got some oversteer and we do have some understeer. So we call it in the middle. You can make this car a bit more sporty, but if you're doing 250 miles an hour down a motorway, you don't want the back end to be sliding around. So that's why we tried to keep the drivability as low as possible, but still maintaining some sort of sportiness in the. I don't want to be in the blue area basically, and you don't really want to be in the red area. You want to be in that little slit for sure on the motorway. These are my stats that I did. They are what they are. 2.8 degrees roll, pretty standard, pretty good. 110 sportiness there. We actually do have some other stats. Jump onto this one. Drivability is 57, which is pretty understandable. We've made it really sporty. 90 sportiness, that's pretty not too bad. I like to be around 100. 90 is not too bad. If you need to pause the screen, can do. Obviously the red ones always jump out. Circuit test is only minus 10.3%. So pretty bad on the circuit and pretty bad grip. I don't know if this is a beta thing because I've got sports tires on. I don't know why the grip would be that bad, especially when I've got 600 kilograms of downforce. It says my suspension and stuff tuning, it said that's pretty good. It's happy with all that, so I don't understand why the grip would be so low. Maybe it's something to be updated. Who knows? The car is cost a fortune to build and is cost a fortune to make. Yeah. Design, we looked at some of this stuff already, gone over most of that, don't need to see that. Performance, it will do 0 to 60 in 3.8. We did look at this sort of stuff, didn't we? Oh yeah, we did that one. Yeah, okay. Yeah. Yeah, 3.8. It'll do a quarter mile in just over 10 seconds. So it's almost a 10-second car, which is ridiculous, considering it's got 900 horsepower. Maybe some gear ratio changing would sort that out. But this is a highway car. Its idea is go fast as possible for long as possible. So that's what we do. That's what we do. Do you need to know the time? We could send it around the test track. I say anything underneath 2 minutes is a pretty happy time for me to be playing with a car. And this one does it in 1 minute, 53 seconds. Spot on. Yeah, I'm pretty happy with that. That's the car in automation. It's close enough to the realistic one that we got in the series. And you will be expecting to play it yourself when I pull my finger out and put it on the repository. So, that was the Toyota Supra being built in automation, the car company Tycoon game. Actually, I got it right that time. And yeah, we did okay, I think. Obviously, being restricted by the body panels and the pictures and stuff we can get on there, it doesn't look quite perfect. But it's got a superly fast engine, which is quite okay to the real thing. So let's take it over to BeamNG now. I've set up a little highway in my UK map. It's only been featured in one other video, the one we talked about earlier on. And it's quite a pleasant to drive around. I've managed to get 13 cars on. I have to turn my graphics right down to the lowest. But on the cars, I put 14, but obviously you count as a car, so 13 cars. And then record it in the most sketchiest way possible. And then when it comes to recording it again in OBS, I crank up the graphics so that it doesn't look so bad. So sorry if it is a bit skittish. I definitely put way too many cars on. Well, when we got a brand new PC and a ridiculous lot of RAM, we can then try and put as many cars on as possible before we crash the game and see how fun that is. But this motorway is going to be amazing when it's properly finished. Do mind some of the off features to the sides. Nothing's finished detailing wise around it. It's just playable. That's where I've got it to at the moment. It will get some more features as I get some more time to work with it. Apart from that, I'll see you in the next bits of me talking.
That was just a little short video view of me taking this car for a spin. I think we'll do a bit more of a fun, more cinematic film. When we got a few more cars, was trying to send them all down the motorway. Maybe we'll make it dark, get the street lamps working, get a few more details put in there, make it really fun. But for now, we've got more cars to make because there's a lot more in the series, and we're going to start smashing them out. So please like and subscribe if you like the series and we want to see how I do. I have already built the Blackbird, the 911. It's really hard to tune. Having the engine way at the back, it was just deadly. It's stupidly fast. One of the fastest cars there is, but I need to work out how to stabilize it to get it to go in a straight line without trying to kill you. It's very hard. Anyway, please like and subscribe. I think I said that bit anyway. Ignore me. I'll see you in the next video, hopefully. Bye-bye. Thanks for watching.